Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Ahmed Shhade. I lead the government social impact vertical at Meta in Middle East and North Africa. I'm happy to be with you today to talk to you about how to amplify your impact with Meta platforms, particularly in the advocacy and nonprofit organizations context. As Meta, our goal has always been to give people the power to build communities and bring the world closer together. And nonprofit and advocacy groups sit at the center of this mission, and our support that we provide to these organizations to amplify their voice is critical to achieving our mission. Just an overview of Meta platforms. We have more than 3.74 billion people on our platform globally, platform being Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Messenger that are using it each month. So this is the largest and most scalable platform out there in terms of social media, and it provides that ability for many organizations like the ones attending today to leverage that to increase their share of voice and to reach more supporters within the community. Interesting to note also, 55% of the people who engage with nonprofit and advocacy groups on social media end up actually taking some sort of action in support of these organizations. And also 88% of donors who give charitable giving through our tools are likely to do this again in the future. So there is that stickiness factor on our platform that people have high propensity to take actions and take it again. As a nonprofit or advocacy organizations, there are several goals or objectives that you aspire to achieve. You want to continue to raise awareness about the causes that you support and engage people to learn more and care about your organization. You want to recruit more supporters and volunteers to be part of your community, to take action, to share content and join the groups. And ultimately, you want to also raise funds for some of these organizations of charitable giving and nonprofit organizations which are relying on giving. The issue here is, as an organization, we are competing, or any user on our platform, with so much content every day. So any post that you do organically or paid, you are competing with plethora of content on an ongoing basis. So the idea here is, how do you stand out as an organization? What are the best practices that you should follow to stand out and actually reach those people that you want to engage and raise awareness on your causes? Now, by the way you reach our supporters or people on our platforms, there are two ways, technically speaking. There's the organic reach and there's the paid or advertising reach. The core of the social media is to community build and community engage. So you want to be focused on how to foster and deepen the engagement within the community of people that care about your cause and topic, and how do you strengthen these bonds with those people that are necessary to amplify your message. Of course, the algorithm delivers the content to those people who find this relevant, who find this topic relevant, especially those who interacted with the account's content on the recent past, account being the page of the organizations that you represent. So the message here is, it's important to have a holistic approach and an overarching follower, loyalty, and engagement strategy for both organic and paid content, and not to ignore one or the other. The focus of today will be primarily, how do you leverage the organic content, which is free for use, to build that basic building blocks and amplify your presence. And then we can touch upon at the end a bit more on the advertising tools if you wish to leverage those to expand the reach. From the building block, the Facebook page is that foundation of your presence on our platform. The page is where you can connect with your organization, where people can reach you, where people can learn about the cause that you represent, where you can engage with supporters, create online events, and connect with supporters one-on-one. about your topic or your cause that is relevant to you. It's important when you build the page for the organization is to categorize it accurately as a nonprofit organization to make sure that you are onboarded accordingly and take advantage of the tools and the features that is available to nonprofit nature of organizations. Of course, the importance of the page versus the profile. The page gives you the unlimited number of fans and followers. It helps you learn more about your community through page insights. So a lot of analytics and data that can be available to you to use and learn about how people interact with your page. You have a strong mechanism to control the content and, such as the profanity filters to ease content moderation and provide that safety of discourse. But also you can use the page as a platform to boost awareness through paid advertising, if you wish, beyond the organic reach that you have within your organization. Instagram profile is the second building block. It's the same information about your nonprofit or the advocacy group should also exist on Instagram. And giving that basic information, your organization URL, the basic description of the organization, but also it's important to link your Facebook page to your Instagram profile. And that is to ensure that there's consistency and continuity in engagement. And that becomes more relevant also when you decide to, for example, launch paid advertising, so you can push content to Instagram or Facebook or both. The tools that is available to you to build that community and deepen that engagement on the organic front, there are many tools that are available to your disposal for free, of course. These are the in-news feed post, and that's what you see in your news feed. The groups that you can create, or the subgroups that you can create around a particular cause or an event or organization that you support. And create that common interest among the members within that group. You can create events that mark a certain, anniversary or key moments for your cause or your organization, and help supporters to mobilize and kind of get together to share the common interest and activation. You can go live with our tools with Facebook Live and engage with your community in a live format, which is also another authentic way to share your voice and to respond to timely events in a time-sensitive fashion. The Messenger and the WhatsApp platform is another tools that allows you to create that one-to-many or one-to-one conversations. For example, you can allow people to connect with your organizations through Messenger as soon as you have a Facebook page, and be able to engage with them on a private conversations about topics that are top of mind, and so on and so forth. So these are an overview of some of the organic tools that is available to you. It's important that to be a facilitator of debate and conversation as the owner of the page that represent this organization, you need to be, you have a seat at the table. You need to get the opportunity to moderate, to facilitate the conversations, not just to monopolize or to listen. So it's important to be a proactive facilitator in these conversations or discourse that is created as part of your group or cause. Now, there are factors to consider when you are playing the role of the facilitator or participants in this conversation. And these are the type of best practices that you need to think of when you create that engagement with your community. The platform roles, the roles that various services that we have play in people's lives are differ. Services in this case could be the Facebook, Instagram, or could be the format. The multiple services in which people consume this content varies, right? Some people see it in a news feed, sometimes in stories, and sometimes in reels, or all of the above. There are different content expectations from the people and the way they consume and expect the content based sometimes on the surface that they engage with. So you need to take that into consideration. Also provide people with the safe space to communicate with you on a private messaging, such as WhatsApp or Messenger. And you want to take into consideration the time and attention, the span of attention that people allocate when they're consuming different type of content. Of course, it is always about the social connection, but the roles these platforms play in people's lives differ, as I mentioned. You can see here on a daily basis, people are looking at these stories, but connecting in another frequency with the groups that they belong to or represent. Lastly, they could engage in conversations frequently as needed through the messaging platform. So different platforms provide different ways of engaging with your community, and people spend more time across a variety of services. Sometimes the feed might be the kind of the passive or on-the-go conversation, and this could be, if you just focus on the feed, you're actually missing some of the full picture of terms of what you can communicate to your audience and what your audiences expect from you as an organization. Stories, groups, or other platforms or services that people can engage, as I mentioned, and so on and so forth. Now, if you look at if you look at the content from the lens of the platform, you'll see that there's different behaviors, and we'll talk about this in the subsequent slides. There are the feed where you can, it's probably the appropriate channel to have milestones and key information about your event or cause or your organization. Leverage the stories and reels to day-to-day inspiration and kind of top of mind, timely engagements, but also provide the other platforms such as Watch or IGTV for long form or serialized videos, such as lectures about the topic that you support, or a speaker series, or so on and so forth. Now, as I said previously, the way people consume content varies based on the attention span and the format. So majority of the content that people consume, or 70% of it, are what we call flyby or on the go. So this is immediate for discovery. This is transient, quick scrolling. On average, people spend 1.7 seconds on mobile in newsfeed per piece of content. So take that into consideration. Don't burden that newsfeed post with a lot of information. Make it crisp, concise, because people are not spending a lot of time. There is the proactive or lean forward content consumption. This is more intentional or proactive. This is when people see the story or reel and watch the entire length of the story, and they could swipe up and maybe explore more or engage with your content. And there's also the kind of the passive, the lean back. Though this is more maybe somebody when they're home and have more spare time to actually go through the content and watch this lecture series or speaker series or long form video format, and be intentional about consumption of this content. So again, the split is directional. It gives you an indicative view in terms of it's not always a long video that you want to communicate your message. You want to leverage the entire spectrum. Now, as such, when you think of the content plan in terms of how do you want to post from the past, or the way we used to do it, is very kind of ad hoc. A photo post, a live post, or a link post, and let the community engage. But I think there's a lot more that can be done by engaging the community or the community of supporters, and leveraging the different services or for the different purposes that's available to you. So this is just a sample or an example of a hypothetical content plan that you might have in mind when you launch a specific cause. For the sake of example here, it's a mission to save the bees, or any other cause that you care or passionate about. There are the hashtags that you wanna mobilize. There are the communities that you want to create and engage and let them also be the voice of your organization. You want to go live at a certain time for a certain event and be able to prepare for that live session by taking questions in advance. You want to use all that content that to create the video series at the end and make it available for those that engage with you and engage with your cause to watch at a later point in time. So, and then maybe you can engage them through the groups by creating a kickoff action plan and actually an activation that you want people to support, show up for. You can create polls to understand, how do people wish to contribute to this particular activation or rally. Join the conversation, discuss that during the watch party, for example. So the content plan is a lot more kind of diverse, leveraging the different services, products, tools that's available to you for free. Now, in terms of what works, what we think is best practice, we will talk about many aspects of the best practices. In terms of the content, these are guiding principles: the interactive content, authentic content, timely content, and the consistency of content are things that to keep into consideration. And if we look at each of these guiding principles in details, posting interactive content will enable your followers and people to get involved and engaged in that post or that story or that reel that you create. You can go live and create that interactivity. You can answer questions through Messenger platform. You can respond in real time to the comments and the people that are responding to your post or live session. You can ask questions in a story. So make it interactive. People are likely to interact more with that type of content than the passive content. The authenticity shows through your post. When you just share something that already exists, a press release, it doesn't go as far as creating something of your own and talking about it, and share how your community is supporting this particular cause. Go behind the scenes with your camera. No need for a high production value. This sporadic, spontaneous content, it goes a long way in creating that authenticity and engagement, and keep it simple. Keep it a single message, simple focus for a particular content, and then you have an opportunity to build on this with other pieces of content. Don't try to jam so much in one area. The timely conversation, again, you're responding to real world events and topics that are happening as we speak. So discuss these hot topics, be in front of them, share breaking news, write a quality long form content for people to learn more and understand more about this particular time sensitive piece that you're launching. And the consistency builds follow-up. So the more you post on a regular basis with a predictable frequency, the better. One way or one hack to do so is develop a content calendar. People sometimes ask, what's the right frequency to post? It's not necessarily, the intensity, is not the number of times per day, is not the number of times per week. It's about the regularity in that frequency. So, once or twice a week is better than, 1 week of 5 posts and another week of 0 posts. So get your users, get your supporters and followers to expect that cadence from your organization. And diversify your posts. As I say, the mixed type of services, the newsfeed, the videos, the stories, always deliver the content where people are spending time. Another set of best practices or tips for good content when it comes to image. So again, content could take a variety of shapes and forms. Sometimes it's just a single static image, and sometimes it's a video, sometimes it's a mixed format. When it comes to image post, you need to focus on the message. Try to limit the text. Make it short, concise, use symbols and icons for support instead of text-heavy content. Stay top of mind with recurring visual language that identify you as an organization behind this topic. Leverage the discoverability by hashtags and geotags. Also be inclusive in your content, one for all. Make sure that everybody is able to see this content or read it. Sometimes, big format or text for those some people that sometimes visually challenged. Leverage captions so people can read it with the voice off. With the different languages, sometimes you want to communicate to different audiences with different languages of the video, so use that caption functionality, and go full screen when possible to gain that attention. As I said, you're competing with so much content out there. You want to be able to stand out at first glance. In terms of give the opportunity to people to learn more, to go and take action by incorporating, for example, the learn more button or take action, call to action, which can divert you to the website of your organization. So don't try to jam all the content about the message, the cause, the timing of the incident in the post. Try to maybe drive some of the traffic to your organization that can keep people lean in and learn more about the topic. Keep the title short and don't put links in the text. Use the call to action button, the learn more, to take the user to that landing page. Also, verify your domain. Again, if you are an organization of an advocacy or nonprofit, get verified or reach out to the team that can help you get verified. That gives you that authenticity to basically, gain the credibility as an organization with your followers and supporters. Stories is another, important format to leverage, and these are some of the best practices that you need to consider when launching stories to tell people about the cause that you're supporting. Make it a journey, a step-by-step. Engage your audiences throughout the story, so it builds the storyline. It could be one story, it could be multiple stories that you are engaging the community with. The hashtags and the mentions and the geotags are also important to discover the content. The polls are always engaging feature and interactivity of the stories, and we see that there's high propensity for people to engage with your poll when you have it as part of your story. Pin these stories if they're important to your profile or to your Instagram account, so they can remain there beyond the 24 hours. And of course, if you are a verified account or account with more than 10,000 followers, you can use the swipe up feature that will link the story to an external resource. On the video front, if you use videos, always use the mobile first. So post a vertical video or one-to-one video are preferables, just for the ease of consumption, and people are using mobile to view most of the content. Sweet and short, sub 15 seconds are always recommended to kind of catch the audience and kind of give them the gist of your post or your video, and then you allow them to engage more by following you or taking action or learning more. Integrated, the generated captions, as I mentioned earlier, the inclusivity. Always leverage, your audience. Are they mostly Arabic speaking, English speaking, or you're trying to reach other audiences with speak different languages about your cause? And you don't need to have all the content in one video. Try to serialize. That creates a more inventory of video that you can leverage over time, and that gives you it feeds ultimately into your content calendar. Again, the stop the scroll. You have 3 seconds in most cases to catch someone's attention. As I mentioned, otherwise they will scroll. So try to be upfront with the message, and then we'll talk about in the subsequent slides in terms of how to do so. Optimize for sound off. Design always your content with sound off, because some people are going to watch this video without sound. So whether you use caption or visuals that depicts or explain what you're trying to convey to the audience is also a best practice. When and if you decide to go live, there are things to follow. Source the questions in advance to give that preparation. Check your internet connection to make sure wherever you're going live is stable. Schedule the live session and tell your groups or an event on your Facebook page about it. Take your time. Comment moderation is critical to an engaging live session. Saving it for further use and archiving it as part of your inventory of content. Another thing important to consider is the messaging platform that I mentioned, such as the Messenger that is available to you if you are a Facebook page owner. People are engaging through messaging. Give that access point or entry point to your audience if they choose to do so by adding the send a message button to your Facebook page, so they can always engage with you and learn more or suggest certain things through a private messaging platform. You can show a greeting automatically every time they start at your page or land at your page, to give them that functionality. And you can set up automated response, because a lot of people expect immediate response to their message. You can customize the response by instant reply, or point them to a frequently asked questions away messages, because you're not always attending to this, but you can have a bank of questions that people can leverage once they reach your page. Again, there are certain things that comes with the messaging platform, such as the inbox, the page inbox, to track and moderate comments as well. You can use the automated chatbot experience. You can leverage a developer, somebody that you can develop a very simple self-serve chatbot that provides that basic interactivity with your audience about the basic stuff or basic information that they can find out by engaging on a chatbot. Or, as I said, offer frequently asked questions, so you can send that information with most of the inquiries of people having about your organization, or how to help or how to contribute. Pivoting here a bit more about the creative. So the substance of the campaign or the post is always going to be the asset, the creative that will be the function of the campaign or the post. And it's important to follow some best practices to catch this attention. You need to always think mobile first. The way you take the video or the picture is always vertical. Make it clear, concise, single-minded messages most of the time. Don't clutter it. Using the vertical or square format, as I mentioned, and leveraging the mixed format, static and videos, and we'll talk about why. In the mixed static and video assets can help provide or increase the engagement of your campaign, or ultimately the post. When I mention campaign, it is what you use for paid advertising, but the same principles apply to organic post. We found that 70% of the lift studies, or a measure by which we measure the effectiveness of the post or the campaign, if it has video or video plus static images, outperform static images. So people are have higher propensity, of course, to engage with video formats. From the image perspective, of course, there are best practices you can follow to increase that engagement. Use the rule of 2/3 to make sure that the shots are more balanced. So the image should be the focus of your static, the top topic or the cause or the individual. If they are the subject of your post, they should be occupying, a big portion of that static image. Shoot for mobile audiences. Remember, less text, the more or the better. Try to limit that to the bare minimum, and maintain visual consistency. People are used to recognize your organizations by the visual consistency of the branding, or the color theme, or the logos that you use. So consistency goes a long way. From a video perspective, as I say, always designed for sound off, and then adding caption increases view duration by an average 12%, which is really interesting, by just adding caption. So you want to increase the likelihood of people engaging by these simple hacks or rules. Make your video length 15 seconds or less. Highlight your cause or your brand early on or often to make sure that people understand, who's behind this. Use the vertical or square video, similar to what we discussed before, to ensure that mobile first consumption is always top of mind. Now, in the context of advocacy or nonprofit, there are also real effective best practices that you need to take into consideration when you're developing, for example, a video post or an ad. And these are the kind of 5 must-have considerations, and highly, we see high correlation between these ones and how these posts or ads are performing in real life. And I'll go in detail with each and every one of them. Being front with the problem. So really front your video or the ad or the post with what is the problem, what is the issue that you're trying to highlight. And from research, we saw that those ads with the high ads or posts with high click-through rate, meaning people are clicking on this ad or this post, were framed around the problem to be solved compared to 20%. So the higher or the more you front the video with the topic, with the issue that you're facing, in this case, it happened to be sustainability, there is almost 80% chance that people will react to it. And then secondly, show that there's a solution soon after. So give people a hope, give people a way to engage positively on this cause or this topic that you're trying to promote. So giving that, the way to help is very important in terms of increasing that engagement and deepening it with your audience. And then you can give people the way to take that action that I mentioned. So by providing the learn more button or the sign up button. And we see that 80% of ads with the high click-through rate feature the call to action compared to only 20%. So you're telling them the problem, you're giving them a solution, and then you are easing them in terms of how to take this action by maybe visiting your website or learning more about it. Again, always the cause or the topic is the hero, is not the organization, is not the individual. So try to always, in the storyline, be front and center with the cause. And we see that, again, in terms of numbers, 90% of ads with high conversion rate, meaning people take action, feature the brand of the sponsoring company or compared to less than half of the low CVR. So always be in front and center with the cause and let the cause speak for your organization. When possible, share the mic, share it with the people that are, what we call them creators or influencers. These are the people that are close to your topic, are passionate about it, and they can give you that extra amplifications when you go live, when you post, and they can tag you and basically reach their audiences accordingly. So these are simple considerations that you can take into consideration or take into your media plan or the content plan to increase that engagement. Be front with the problem, propose and show that there's a solution, ease into action and give people a way to learn more and take action. Let the cause be front and center of the content that you are promoting. And as I said, share the mic or give people a chance to extend that message to their audiences. I want to mention in the next few slides the importance of Reels and how you can leverage Reels to also be another important channel or platform to amplify your topic or your cause. Just a way of introduction, I'm sure many of you have seen Reels before. There are short form videos of up to 90 seconds that can be shared on Facebook and Instagram accounts. Why am I talking about Reels here? Because if you are passionate about a cause, you are passionate about an organization, you want to reach where the people where they spend time, they are increasingly spend most of their time. And just to kind of give you an idea how important Reels are, they constitute 20% of the time spent on Instagram. It's the fastest growing content format in our services. So you want to be where people are. And again, Reels are free. You can create them for no cost. And also in as recent as Q2 of 2022, we saw that more than 30% increase in the time people spend engaging with Reels. And that rate continues to go up or increase. So again, it's an important platform, important format for you to keep into consideration and use it to reach more people. And actually, we also looked at, just to highlight the importance of Reels, we looked at public accounts with more than 10,000 followers, and we saw that over a 60-day period, those who posted at least 5 Reels gained about 2.5x more followers than those who didn't. So another way to increase that user base or that follower base by pushing Reels content. And Reels can help you tell the story by following these guiding principles. Relate to your audience, engage in the conversation, educate, lead, and storytell. And I'll touch upon each of these guiding principles quickly, just to kind of give you how you can leverage this powerful platform to tell your story. You can create, when you think of Reels, create the content that almost empathize with the users and actually give the users the this could be me feeling. So make it authentic, make it simple, no need for high value production, and let your passion and your cause shine, whatever you are passionate about or the organization is supporting. And that the simplicity and authenticity of the format kind of gives that high engagement and let people share with with their own networks. Engage in the conversations, so give people a way at a certain time, the cultural moments or trending topics, a way to engage in your reels by using the hashtags to discover the reels, by inspiring, by creating polls that people can respond to, and basically add that level of engagement that we spoke about earlier in the stories to your reel format to allow it to expand and spread among the community. Moving on, also use the reels to kind of give or educate people and inspire. So share regular updates about the program or the community that you're working with or on. Share little known facts about your cause, and for those people that are not familiar with this particular activation or organization, talk to them about it, share what's you're all about, and answer commonly asked questions in this reel. So front that ambiguity with, let me tell you how this organizations can support this cause, and include stories from people with as part of your organization community. So grassroots content is powerful to be part of your content plan, to be able to give you that authenticity when you're engaging with the audience. Lead into action. Of course, there's many ways to take action. Once the reel is played, so you can give people and these people that see the reel an opportunity to follow your organizations and go to your Facebook page or Instagram or your website. And where eligible, you can donate, through the fundraiser tool. You can participate in the upcoming events that are happening. You can sign up for newsletters, so you can build that fellowship through the highest engagement that Reels would create. So these are some of the the guiding principles of the Reels and how you can leverage them to kind of tell the story. And last but not least is, how do you orchestrate the storytelling within the reel? How can you use that fast-growing channel or format to basically tell the story in A to Z and be able to take people through this journey? And in this case, it's more about raising awareness about people with disability and how the community is taking action to help out. Things to watch out for when you create reels: avoid low quality format, and make sure the video you're taking is not blurry or being uploaded in low resolution. Avoid text heavy reels. The reels is about content that's easily digestible, that is on the go, that is inspiring. So people are not going to pause and read. They'd rather just understand from the video or the captions that you portray. Do not recycle the videos. Do not use it from another format and then push it to reel. It's not in time best practice, and it actually loses in terms of the ability to reach people with quality content that the platform always promotes. A few tricks and tips when it comes to the reels: stay true to the mission. The cause is a hero. Focus on a single-minded message when you talk about reels. Don't or use multiple reels for different messages. Leverage the first 2 seconds of the reel to captivate the audience. Among other ones that we talked about, such as share. Once the reel is done, share it on your stories to Facebook and Instagram. So expand the number of surfaces that people can discover this content. More so, in terms of tips and tricks, love at first sight, as I mentioned, or the first frame. So the reel, try to have or leverage compelling visuals because you're competing with a lot of content. Consider creating a series of reels again, to enrich your library, and do your research in terms of watch reel to stay on top of hashtags and current trends, among other best practices here. Again, all of these are available on our website, and I will point you to it at a later point in the presentation. So the majority of the content that we discussed today is basically the organic reach and how you can amplify your message, without for free based on the different tools and platforms. I will quickly touch upon the paid tools in case you choose to launch ads to basically expand the sphere of reach within your organic followers. And that's basically when you use paid advertising that you can boost the content or run it. Of course, we will provide all the links on our website or as part of this session to all the audiences in terms of how to find out more information. When you boost the content, meaning leverage paid advertising, you can identify what type of demographics you want to reach, what's the budget you want to allocate, and how long you want to run your campaign for. Of course, again, Ads Manager is a tool that you can leverage in these instances to give you the control and power over the ads that you run. I'll just quickly touch upon here the 5 elements, or actually 6 elements that you need to take into consideration when you want to resort to paid advertising. You want to think of the objective of the campaign. So what is it that you want to achieve? Is it brand? Is it awareness about the cause or the topic? Or do you want to drive conversion or have people take action? Of course, all of these objectives are available to you organically, but in case you want to go above and beyond the organic reach, the paid advertising allows you to do so. You can set the budget of what you want to, how many people or how much you want to spend on this campaign. You can target audiences, whether it's the organic or custom audiences the people that engage with you prior. Placements, where are these ads going to show up? What platform, what services, and the creative assets, which is the content of this campaign. Of course, measurement is a critical part of paid advertising to make sure that you are measuring the effectiveness of your campaign. Again, not to forget that on the organic front, you have all the insights and the metrics that you can track for free to understand how your post or page the engagement level is behaving, and then you can learn from that and maybe apply a lot more best practices that I spoke about earlier. Now, in terms of the objective, when you think of paid campaigns, we think of it in the context of funnel. So people that never heard about the cause or the topic that you are promoting, this is the upper funnel. So you want to raise the awareness, you want to build that stickiness and the familiarity with your organization, and as you go down the funnel, you increase the level of engagement and you become more deliberate about asking people to take action and expect them to do so. Of course, we will share all of these resources for your own review, and there's a lot of content on our platform. The budget is basically where you set the if you want to spend $10 on this campaign, it gives you an idea of how many people are you going to reach by this. The audiences that is available to you to as part of your campaign, the people on our platform, what we call the core audiences. There's the custom audiences, the list that you have from previous engagements or activations that you've had with your audience, and lookalike audiences, the people that might behave similarly to those that you want to target. So different tools, different audiences, as well as different platforms where your ads could show up. Again, the formats are similar to the organic front. You can have images, videos, carousel, and instant experiences. And the metrics, in terms of when you think of paid advertising, you're looking at the metrics differently. You wanna measure that by a scientific double-blind study, what we call it the brand lift, in terms of understanding, based on your campaign that you run, how many more people are likely to take action or familiar about the organization as a direct result of the campaign, rather than reading about it in a newspaper or hearing about it from a friend. And the analytics that are provided as part of your campaign if you choose to run paid advertising. I want to, just for the interest of time, I want to go to, of course, based on the different objectives that you want to achieve, and again, we will share this. There are different kind of best practices for paid advertising that you can follow to achieve these goals, whether it's an awareness, commitment, engagement, or action. And you can refer to these tips when you consider paid advertising. What's important also is to highlight the nonprofit Micros website that is available to you to find all the advertising tools that is available and organic best practices for nonprofit organization or advocacy group. We'll also share that in a follow-up communication with the audience. And most importantly, also, if you are an organization that you seek support in terms of technical or product-related support areas for as a nonprofit or an advocacy, you can access the dedicated concierge team at facebook.com/GPA/help, that they can, with agents working behind this portal, available to support in English, in Arabic, or any other language that is relevant to you, by launching support tickets and responding to you in a timely fashion. Of course, there's many type of issues that people encounter on a regular basis, whether need the verification account or hacked account or disputed admin. A lot of these support tickets, the concierge team is well prepared and staffed to basically help you with those. And then we'll also share, as part of the communique after the session, other support channel that's available to you from the organizers that you can reach out to in case of any questions or help that you need. But also, we'll also share the content policy that is publicly available in terms of the community standards that applies to all type of content on our platform that is available here that you can access again as a follow-on to this session. And with this, I wanted to thank everybody today for their attention and time, and I hope that this session was valuable and informative. And of course, we'll be at your disposal for any questions that arise during the session through the Q&A function. Thank you, everyone.